Hey there, Virgos. It is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading, and today's reading is going to be an astrological forecast for you. This is your September forecast, or whenever you watch this video, starting from now to a month from now. So let's go ahead and get into it. And for those of you that would like to check out my 18 plus extended reading for you, there'll be a link to my Vimeo channel below if you'd like to go deeper into your love forecast. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it going right now for the Virgos. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of the Virgos who come here today with an open heart seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and the viewer. All right, so let's go ahead. For Virgo, please. What does Virgo? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to lay this out according to the houses in astrology, and we're going to incorporate them into every area of your life. So this is house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to space them out a little bit here. 10, 11, and the 12th house. Okay, and then we're going to get a significator for you in the middle. So the 9 of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, and I always look at that as the energy that you're coming in from, or the energy that you've been in before, like let's say in the prior month. Okay, so we have the 9 of Wands here, and we can see that you've been tested. You have been tested in the last month or two, in the last couple of months actually, is what I'm getting. And I feel like some of you are feeling very protective of your gains and what you've been gaining. Whether that's for some of you, whether you're in the gym and you're trying to get gains, or whether you're trying to get gains when it comes to your money, when it comes to the things that you want to protect, or to the ground that you've gained with something. Okay, so I'm seeing that's where you're coming from, as an energy of having put a lot out there in the prior months. Okay, and we have a number 9 here too, and we're actually in the 9th month of September now. So your entire year could have really been like this so far, Virgo. And you know, maybe looking forward, going into October, we can finally have some relief for you. But let's go ahead and see what you have going on here in your first house. Oh yeah, there it is, the 7 of Wands. Really, you know, really struggling to stay on top of things. And I don't mean to laugh about it because it's not funny, but maybe some days a good laugh is what is needed, particularly if you felt like the entire world is against you. Sometimes you just have to laugh at life. You know what I'm saying? We have the Magician in your second house. Okay, so that's good. That's your money house. We have the Empress in the 3rd house of your communications. Okay, and your immediate environment. We have the 9 of Cups in your 4th house. Okay, we have, which represents family and home. We have the King of Swords in your 5th house, which represents children and pleasure. We have the 9 of Pentacles in the 6th house, which is stress and health and the body, etc. Also, the 1st house is the body. We have the 7th house, which is the partner, and we have the 4 of Swords there. Okay, so I can see why some of you guys are a little torqued off. For those of you that are in a connection, or for those of you that would like a connection, or for those of you that are getting to know someone, it feels like you're doing all the work. You know what I'm saying? Because the 4 of Swords is representing your house of partnership. And it just feels like with the 7 of Wands in your 1st house of you, that you're being expected to like step it up and really, really make it happen. Okay. And for some of you, I feel like, you know, if your partner is, if the person you're talking to, and it doesn't have to be like your long-term partner, but if the person that you're talking to is like backsliding and they're not doing a great job of, you know, it just seems like they don't care, or they're just not putting in as much effort as you. Some of you here with the 6 of Wands in your 8th house may be, you know, you may be thinking about like, you know, if this doesn't change, then I'm going to, you know, I'm giving this person their pink slip, or I'm going to be looking for something else in a little bit different direction, okay? We have the 10 of Pentacles in your 9th house. Ooh, I like that. I like that. And your 9th house is your house of dreams. It's really what is fueling the 10th house. It's a very beneficial house. It's a house of travel and higher education. And I like that for you guys. That's nice. It feels like things are materializing in your 9th house. And we have the Queen of Swords in your 10th house, in your house of career. Wow, very commanding. You guys are like, my dreams will come true because I said they will come true. And if you come to me slipping, I'm gonna chop the head off, okay? So very interesting energy. And I mean, you guys have a lot going on, but there's a lot of good things going on. It's just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And you have made incredible gains. I feel like with this 9 of Wands, like sticking things out in the past and worked really hard to get to where you are right now in your life, whether it's personal growth, job, you know, family, relationships, whatever it is. And you just don't want to see a bunch of backsliding or, you know, a bunch of back talking either with the Queen of Swords in your 10th house. And, you know, in this upcoming month, you're the person with the ideas that make things happen, and you've got the vision to do so. So it's going to be up to you guys to powerfully express yourself, okay? And I love that we have the King of Swords here in your 5th house and the Queen of Swords in your 10th. So we'll look at that a little bit more. We have the Page of Wands in your 11th house. I like that. That's very active. And however, your back is turned. I feel like if there are friends that want to see you or want to talk to you, or hey, I can offer to help you with something, etc., you're like, I'm just going to do it myself because everybody always screws it up, and I know the proper procedures and I know the best way to do things, okay? And I'm just getting, sorry, I was getting something intuitively there about you guys being like really mentally sure of yourselves, like, you know, being very mentally competent, but maybe being a little bit rigid with yourselves at times, okay? Like, I have to see these results. I have to see them. Otherwise, you know, it's not perfect and nothing counts and everything is wrong, you know, which is a little bit, you know, it kind of takes the fun out of things a little bit. It kind of puts us more in a defensive position, and more like, it kind of just, you know, and we can see here with the Page of Wands in your 11th house. So the 11th house is the house of the fulfillment of your desires. Okay, and I think what you guys really want is to be able to play. I mean, you're very mentally competent and you're on top of your game career-wise, and you guys have made incredible, or just, you know, your 10th house, for those of you that aren't in a career right now, but your 10th house is your most visible part of your chart, and you have the Queen of Swords there. So no doubt you are the HBIC, or you know what I mean? You're coming across, your point is being made and it's being heard and it's being seen, maybe by quite a few people. However, I think there is a part of you with the Page of Wands in your 11th house that just wants to play and just wants to have fun and just wants to be like a kiddo and just wants to, like, you know, have a day where you don't have to be wearing all the responsibility. There is a part of you that wants to be able to have more fun and wants to be able to maybe experiment and try some new things, okay? And with the Page of Wands in your 11th house, because it is a court card in your 11th house, that also tells me that you could have some friends, because your 11th house represents friends, that are like, come on, feel the noise. Virgo, rock the boys. You guys know that song? Come on, feel the noise. It's like a heavy metal song from the 80s. But anyway, they want you to come on and feel the noise. And they want you to have some fun. And they want you to enjoy life. And they want you to, you know, and some of you may have a friend that thinks that you're very attractive or smart as well, which is very nice. But your friends at this time may have a little bit of a hard time getting your attention or getting to peel you away from the manifestations of your highest dreams. And for some of you, your highest dreams with the 10 of Pentacles in the 9th house is security, stability, meeting your financial goals, you know, being on top of everything, and just to actually, maybe some of you want some passive income, or you just want the money to flow in, or you want things to be easier. So you're putting in the hard work now in order to have that happen. Okay, and the 10 of Pentacles is a very traditional card. So you guys are looking to see some, you know, as Courtney Love would say, I need some credit in the straight world, okay? And when she's talking about the straight world, she's not talking about, you know, her sexuality. She's talking about like the way people see her and her accomplishments and what she's done. So I feel like some of you are very focused on that, very determined to make that happen for yourself. And I can see that, you know, I mean, your money house with the Magician is boom, 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 zing, zing, zing. And your 3rd house with the Empress, like, you know, talking about your communication and your ideas and the way that you're coming off to others in your environment, like very in command, very in control of what's going on. And we can see, you know, we've got the 3rd house here. So the way that you communicate and the way that you talk to people, the way that you put your ideas out there is actually going to assist you in making money, I feel too. So that's very nice. And, you know, with the 9 of Cups in your 4th house, I think you do have support, you know, of the, and I mean like at a girl or at a boy, you know what I'm saying? You may not have, I feel like a lot is on your shoulders to make things happen, Virgo, coming up in the next month. And I feel like, you know, because the 4th house is where we are rooted and anchored, and it does represent family, and whatever family means to you, whether that's close friends, whether that's, you know, you consider your lover to be part of your family, whether, you know, we all have a big definition of what family is, but, you know, there's in your 4th house, there's a at a girl or at a boy, you know, like you're doing so good. And but at the same time, I think it's more just a expression of encouragement and an expression of, wow, you're doing so great, and you know, what a swell human you are, and you're really knocking it out of the park. But these people may not be, you know, doing all that much to really assist with you. And maybe, you know, for those of you that have, you know, young children, or for those of you that, you know, have a partner that acts like a child sometimes, but really appreciates you, or you've got young children, and, you know, with the 9 of Cups in the 4th house, I would say home and family is fine. It looks good. It looks like there's a real supportive energy there for you, and people really wanting to cheer you on, okay? But it's a lot on your shoulders, I feel like, okay? So let's see what else we have here. And people genuinely want to see you succeed, I feel like. And I do feel like people will be happy for you. However, I think it's been really hard for you guys to kind of let up and let up on yourselves and let up on what you're doing. And you guys can have a perfectionist streak in you anyway, okay? But let's go ahead and look at your 12th house. Your 12th house, oh, the Ace of Cups. You know, was it Leo that had Ace of Cups in their 12th house, or Cancer? I think it was Cancer that had Ace of Cups in their 12th house. So maybe some of you should listen to the Leo or Cancer reading, or maybe you have a partner that is a Leo or Cancer, okay? But anyway, you have the Ace of Cups in your 12th house, and you know, the Ace of Cups is an energy of rejuvenation and peace and healing and serenity and surrender and calm and flow and balance and ease, okay? And, you know, I feel like you guys think if I keep fighting, you know, if I keep pushing, you know, Seven of Wands, if I keep taking everything on, like everything is going to fall into line and everything is going to, you know, everything's going to be good for me at the end of the day. Things will be better in the future. But for right now, I need to make some sacrifices, okay? And some of that sacrifice that you're making may even be like an acknowledgement to yourself about, you know, like a pat on the back, or just, you know, because this Page of Wands looks like they kind of want to give you a pat on the back and say, hey, good job. I noticed you, and I noticed what you're up to, and it's really cool. And, you know, I'm interested in what you're saying and doing. And I feel like a lot of you are like, I don't really have time for compliments, you know, that may be the energy. But I also think on a deep level with the Ace of Cups in the 12th house, you guys may be craving, you know, there may be a part of you that's like, I don't have time for that right now. But at the same time, there's something within you that is craving, you know, to be held or to be appreciated or to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? For things not to be so hard all the time. And, you know, and I think the Ace of Cups is like a reprieve. It tells us, you know, all is not lost and good things are on the horizon, and it doesn't have to be that hard. You know what I mean? Because sometimes the Ace of Cups is kind of, if we had the Ace of Cups reversed, I would say that's where we are making it really hard on ourselves, and we're not, we're just making it, or we're making things harder than they need to be. And we'd much rather have the Ace of Cups upright, so that we can really receive the offerings, you know. And the 12th house in astrology is the house of our self-undoing. It's also the house of hidden enemies, okay? I don't really feel like it's a hidden enemy thing for you, Virgo. In some of the other readings, I saw a particular person in their 12th house that really looked like a hidden enemy. I think for you guys, it's more or less like the times that you've denied. I think it's more of a self-undoing. But I also think if you just allow a little bit of gentleness in, if you just allow a little bit of self-care and gentleness in, if you just allow yourself to be taken care of just a little bit, I think, you know, I think a little goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? A little goes a long way, especially when it comes to my Virgos. And I want to see at the center of your reading what your significator is. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Yep, that's a lot of night shifts. That's a lot of that's a lot of working, a lot of doubles. I'm just getting some intuitive information for those of you that have been working night shifts, taking double shifts, working doubles. I mean, your commitment and your steadfast energy is, you know, gonna take you places, I feel like, in life. And, you know, there's this, I gotta do what I gotta do type of energy with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, you know, it is what it is. But I also think the Knight of Pentacles is about having a structured plan and not wasting time. You know what I'm saying? And like cutting out any wastage. And some of you may be a little bit frustrated. For those of you that are working, it's like maybe you're having to do things once, twice, 3 times, twice, thrice, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I feel like some of you are very agitated with some of the processes around what you're doing. You're very good at it and you're very dedicated and determined, but you may also be a little bit fed up with, because it's like things could be easier if so-and-so would just do XYZ, right? And, you know, the Queen of Swords isn't completely closed at all to new ideas. She is open to new ideas, particularly if they are going to yield some better results and make it easier for everyone, okay? And, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is a real energy of kind of like, you know, with the Seven of Wands is kind of a real energy of slaving away at something, or just, you know, and the Knight of Pentacles, you know, you may find yourself getting like sluggish or tired at times, and that's why it's like, okay, you know, wake up in the morning with the Seven of Wands, motivated, like, you know, kind of like psyching yourself up or getting yourself out the door. Also, some of you could be very irritated because while your family or whoever, your kids or your lover or whoever's in your life, while they're so very nice or sweet and caring for you with the Nine of Cups, they're also annoying you because they're taking too long. They're not ready on time. It's like if you've got kids and they got to get to school, it's like, hurry your asses up. Some of you, or maybe you're trying to get out the door and you're like, I got to hurry up. If you guys have never noticed before, the figure in the Seven of Wands is actually wearing two different kinds of shoes. One is like a boot, and then one is just like a regular shoe. And that to me is always kind of interesting. And the Seven of Wands is, I've got to stay on top of things, and I have to be ready for anything that comes my way, because I am the one that is going to be held accountable at the end of the day, or the things are falling on my shoulders. I also think some of you could be a little bit testy if people are being a little bit too cutesy or avoidant with you. And, you know, the fourth house is actually the 10th house with derived houses of your lover or partner. So when it comes to your lover or partner, they have the Nine of Cups in their house of career. So either their job isn't that hard, or they really like their job and it's very easy, or they're just not really working and they're having more fun than actual work, okay? And that may also be like, you know, I see you guys having to contribute, you know, more than your fair share, okay? And it could also just be like everyone is having fun, or everyone is having an easier job than me, or everyone's having an easier time than me. And while I love the people in my life that support me and care about me, and I love to see them happy, I'm also just like, you know, when am I going to catch a break here? So some of you could definitely be in that energy. And I'm also seeing a couple signs here of you guys being very annoyed with people that are going to offer you solutions to things that don't make sense, have no bearing in actual reality, and are totally missing the point of what's going on, okay? So I think that's very interesting too. And for some of you here too, okay, so for your partner, their house of money is the 8th house. Their second house is the 8th house, which would be their house of money. And the 6 of Wands is there. So for some of you, and you also, your partner's 8th house is also the Magician. So for some of you, for those of you that are dating someone or whatever, you know, this person could be like, yeah, everything's fine. Like, I've got it. Everything's good to go. Like, you know, but what I'm really seeing, you guys are like, well, you know, what about a proven track record? Okay, so some of you may have a love interest or partner or somebody that always is coming up with, you know, money schemes, and they always think that they're going to end up on top. And sometimes they actually do, like, pull a rabbit out of a hat. And, you know, so I think that that is very interesting. However, I don't think this person is actually doing as well as you, okay? And like, I think you're doing better, or you have the capacity to do better, but maybe it just seems like they're not having to drive as hard as you're having to drive, and they're just confident about everything without really worrying about everything, and it feels like the worry has kind of been on your shoulders, okay? But I think a very fruitful place for you is the Empress has to do with looking at the whole, not looking at, and so that's something for a mental process, because I know as Virgos, you guys are very, intellectual. You look at, not every Virgo, but you look at things in pieces and you bring everything together. But with the third house here, I feel like Spirit is asking you to be a creative thinker, because the third house is our communication and our thought processes. So it's looking at the whole rather than the individual parts in order to come up with some really good ideas. And some of you may have some very fruitful money-making ideas, but you're also a little bit, I don't know, if somebody approaches you, with a get rich quick or something like that, I don't know. I mean, I think sloppy people with bad ideas are going to ruffle your feathers a little bit this month, Virgo, if people come at you with that. And I think you're going to be preferring to do things on your own. And for those of you that are business owners or entrepreneurs, or you want to be, I think you guys could really be doing something very unique and different that only you can do, okay? And with the Magician in your second house of money, nobody else can, hustle for that hot dollar like Virgo, okay? And you may have the magic touch when it comes to money, which is very nice to see after, all the work that you've done, okay? But I also think it has to do with you guys having, being really open with your own ideas and not stopping yourself just because it's not practical or it doesn't have some utility. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think your ability to kind of be open-minded with things is going to help, okay? And yeah, so a lot of you here too could be taking control of your finances and also making things happen when it comes to your money, okay? Because the thing about the Magician is there's so many things that you could do with your money, or there's so many things you could spend your money on. But I also think if you guys are going to go into debt, or you're going to spend a lot of money with the Six of Wands in your 8th house, you really need to be sure. You're a person that really needs to be sure that it's going to work, right? Because with the Magician in your second house, there's a lot of options, and there's a lot of things that you could do. And with the Knight of Pentacles at the center of your reading, some of you may be wanting to invest in something or decide where you would like to put some of your resources. And I think with the Empress in the third house, you're going to have some lucrative ideas, okay? Which is always helpful and appreciated, okay? Some of you may have had a partner that was into those get rich quick schemes, or thought it would be really easy or something like that. And I could see also you guys have the King of Swords in your 5th house. So the 5th house is the house of children and pleasure. So when it comes to your own children, for those of you that have children, it looks like your family's doing well with the 9 of Cups in your 4th house. However, you may be a little bit cross. You know what I'm saying? You may be a little bit, rather than people just expressing nice things to you, it feels to me like you really want people to, get off their ass and do something. You know what I'm saying? And with the King of Swords in the 5th house being your house of pleasure, you know, some of you, when it comes to your own pleasure, you may just be like, I've got too much on my mind right now. I've got so much on my mind, and I don't really, you know, some of you may kind of have a negative attitude towards pleasure, or just, you know, when I think of pleasure, I think of just, you know, fucking off for the sake of fucking off and not really having any goal in mind. But it seems like if there's any pleasure to be had, you guys, it will have to have some type of purpose. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with this person because, you know, there's a business opportunity there, or I'm gonna go hang out with this person. It's like, don't waste my time. I feel like you guys are not really going to want anyone kind of like wasting your time, and you may be a little bit judgmental towards other people that just seem like really soft and unconcerned with their futures, okay? And so that's a very interesting vibe. However, what's funny is you have the King of Swords in the 5th house and the Queen of Swords in the 10th house. So some of you may be hanging out with, meeting someone at an event, at a work thing or a work function, or hanging out with somebody that you really get along with professionally, or going to a lunch or something like that. But there's a purpose to it. You know what I'm saying? There's a purpose to things. And, you know, with the King of Swords in your 5th house, you're like, why do I always have to be the one to set everything up? Or why do I always have to be the one like making the plans? And even if it comes to like your group of friends, or like going out and doing things, I feel like some of you are feeling like, you know, hey, I don't want to be the one every single time that has to plan every detail. And you know, there's always like that in social circles. There's that one person that kind of has all the details and buys all the tickets and then collects all the money, like if you're going to go to a show or something like that. And I mean, it's like everyone's having fun on your dime, or everyone is having fun on, you know, based on your organization and what you put together, okay? And some of you may be organizing a social event for work or something like that too, okay? It's hard to have fun. What I'm trying to say is it's hard to have fun when you've got a lot on your mind, and when, you know, you have to be the one to kind of take care of everything and approve everything and handle everything, and that type of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying, my dear Virgos? So, I mean, the thing of the matter is I really want to find more ways for you guys to have, you know, more pleasure and more fun. You know what I'm saying? And with the Empress in your 3rd house, I think, you know, talking to people that have similar mindsets and are very exciting, or talking to other entrepreneurs, or talking, you know, this is a very, you guys are coming across to me as, and some of you here watching this may be like, I don't even have a job right now, Natalie, or, you know, or I suck at my job right now, okay? But again, this is supposed to be for a month, 4 to 6 weeks out, okay? So what I see happening is you having a lot of interesting thoughts and ideas, and being able to plug into the right resources that you need in order to make something happen for you, okay? But I do also think that if things are not fair and balanced when it comes to, and it doesn't matter, even if you're just like talking to someone and dating them, and you just get the sense that you're the one that's always having to make the plans, King of Swords in the 5th house of pleasure, or you're the one that always has to, you know, be the first to reach out with the 7 of Wands, and it's starting to piss you off, okay? And it just doesn't seem like this other person that you've been talking to is that pressed. And you know, the thing is they may not have as many things on their plate as you do. They may not be in that big of a hurry. Do you know what I'm saying? And for you, it feels a little bit different. And I feel the energy between you and whoever it is you like or you're talking to or who your partner is, your energies are in a different place. This person wants to relax and have some introspection about things and take it easy and just continue. I mean, in their minds, they're doing really great because the eighth house is the house of the partner's money, of their money. So in their mind, they're doing really fine and there's nothing wrong and they're proud of what they're doing or they're happy of what they're doing. And so they're just okay with it, you know, where it feels like you're having to, and some of you here with the Knight of Pentacles in the middle, maybe some of you are having to borrow money to a partner or to a business partner. For those of you that have collaborations or business collaborations going on, it feels like everything is on you. But the good news is that you can handle it with your third house and with the Magician and the Empress. I mean, you're the one, I can see why you handle a lot because you have the best ideas. You know instinctively what to do. You know how to make things happen when it comes to money. If there's a shortage of funds, you know how to find other sources. You know how to strategically come up with the best decisions for everyone. Like, you know how to do all of these things, but it would be really nice if you weren't, if you didn't always have to have that on you constantly, okay? And we see the Nine of Pentacles in the sixth house. And so I do think this is a Venus and Virgo card. And this is actually no, the Ten of Pentacles is a Mercury and Virgo card. And I think your dreams and what you want in life are really going to start to solidify. And again, I mentioned the number 10. So October, this is the Ten of Pentacles. So October may actually be a time when you really start to see some solidification of your dreams and your goals and the investments that you've been putting into things. October may be a pivotal month for you, Virgo, and actually seeing that happen for you. And, you know, with the Nine of Pentacles in your sixth house, okay, I think your health and wellness is going to be very important to you. And, you know, I feel like for some of you, you're saying, I can handle a lot of stress, because the sixth house is also a house of stress. And also the eighth house is a house of anxiety. And with the Six of Wands there, I mean, I feel like if there's any anxieties, you're bravely facing them and marching on and, you know, acting as a leader and a role model for other people who maybe aren't believing in themselves or who have been through hard experiences in their life. I feel like, Virgo, you're a really good example of what it means to persist and to be strong about facing even your own inner demons at times, okay? And the Six of Wands is, you know, is a bountiful warrior who knows how to stand up for what's right, you know? So that's something really wonderful for you guys, I think. And, you know, and some of you may have an anxiety, like, if I'm not the one that acts in that role, then I'm going to disappoint all of these people, or I will be a disappointment, okay? And so I think that's a lot of pressure that you put on yourself, Virgos, okay? And, but I actually, you know, as long as it doesn't last forever, it's okay if you go through a period of ramping up where a lot is going on, as long as it doesn't last forever. You know, we have to be able to take a breath. With the Ace of Cups in your 12th house, like spiritually, emotionally, etc., we need to be able to take a breath. And I feel like with the Nine of Cups in your 4th house, some of you in your own childhood, I'm just going to say something here, Virgo, okay, because you have the King of Swords in your 5th house, and that also is representing, you know, you when you were a child. I feel like some of you could have had like a very strict father or mother, or just somebody, like you were trying to enjoy yourself or have fun as a kiddo with the Nine of Cups in your 4th house, but there was somebody in your family who was always very critical, or somebody who was very perfectionistic, or somebody who really never allowed themselves to have any fun or really experience life on something other than an intellectual level, you know what I'm saying? And might have been kind of cut off from their like spirituality, or was kind of a know-it-all, or might have been, you know, when I say cut off for their spirituality, I'm not trying to take a dig on scientists or, you know, people that work with numbers or things like that. I mean, I had a corporate career with numbers for almost 20 years. So, I mean, you can be spiritual in both, but I feel like for some of you here, you wanted to relax, or you wanted to have fun, or you wanted to enjoy yourself and be that kid and have that fun. But it always felt like, you know, it wasn't the right time, or you got scolded for that, or it just felt like you really weren't allowed to just have fun for the sake of fun. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I think that, you know, with that Page of Wands in your 11th house about your fulfillment of your desires is, you know, I mean, you're very smart, you're very poised, and, you know, you kick a lot of butt, but at the same time, I think there's some, you know, things within you that you'd love to explore some other sides of yourself, is what I'm getting here. And I also think with the 9 of Pentacles in the 6th house, the 6th house is a house of stress, as I was saying, but you guys make it look, I mean, other people may look at you and not even realize, because this is a very strong Virgo card. This is a Venus and Virgo card. People may look at you and go, how do you keep it together? How do you even, you know, you got like 4 hours of sleep. How do you still look so good? Or how do you still keep everything in your life in order and still find time for you when you can? Because to other people, I think it looks like, you know, you handle, and that's why a lot may get put on you, because I feel like you guys handle a lot very, very well, okay? And your instincts are always been very powerful and told you, like, I can do it. And I feel like you guys do trust yourselves, okay? And you had to learn how to really trust yourselves, okay? To be able to handle things and do things. However, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot, and you handle it beautifully. You really, really do. And, but I also think coming up in the next month, staying on top of, like, you know, having nutritious food, maybe spending a little bit more money to have some type of a beauty treatment, or to, you know, maybe get a nice haircut for yourself, or, you know, maybe to pick up a new outfit or something. I mean, you're still going to have plenty of money with the Magician in your 2nd house. Like, the money is just, you know, flowing, all right? The Magician in the Tarot is the Magus of power, and the Magus is directing all of this energy. You know, some of you may have been working on ideas to manifest your bank account, okay? That too. And I feel like it's gonna work, and it's gonna be a good experience. And some of you here with the 9 of Cups in your 4th house, you know, maybe there's going to be a lot of big meals in your house, or a lot of food consumed, because the 9 of Cups is about, you know, enjoying and celebrating, but also like consuming a lot, or eating a lot, or drinking a lot, but it's like, you know, fun. So people want to celebrate you, but it seems like maybe at times you don't have the time to celebrate yourself, okay? Or that you just are like, I got more to do, you know, like, take it down a notch, everybody, because I got, you know, there's other things I need to plan and work on. And some of you here with the 9 of Pentacles in your 6th house, you may be paying off like some medical bills, or you may be finally getting something paid off with that. And, you know, you're handling it really well. But on the inside with the 7 of Wands here in your 1st house, some of you may be kind of mad, you know, because the Seven of Wands is the Lord of Valor, which I talked about, you know, your bravery and your determination and all of that. But also, like, when no one else is helping and it feels like we're getting stretched thin, then we can get a little bit pissed off, you know what I mean? So I would watch that just a bit. Yeah, we have determination, and I actually just mentioned the word determination. And you have extreme amounts of determination coming up in the next month. And the determination that you've had this whole year, basically, with the Nine of Wands is, I feel like, going to be producing results for you. Okay, so hopefully this is just a phase and you can relax a little bit more and take it a bit easy. Okay, but let's go ahead and see here. Let's go ahead and see here. You know what's interesting is the 6th house is the 12th house for your partner. So you're basically in your partner's 12th house, which, you know, you're kind of tucked away in their 12th house. Like, no, you know, no, if there's no news, that's good news, that type of thing. All right. But some of you may be feeling like you're getting ignored too. They think everything's fine, but, you know, with the Empress here in your 3rd house of communication, I think you have the ability, though, to state your needs. And I think you have the ability to come across in a way that's very diplomatic and nice, but also, like, lets a person know where you're at, okay? So can I get a card here, please, for this 7 of Wands for Virgo? Can I get a card here, please, for this 7 of Wands for Virgo? Ideation. Yeah, this feeling of, I don't need anybody's help. I can do this myself and fuck you all anyway, okay? I am a champion. And yeah, and sometimes we overestimate everything that we can do and everything we can get done. However, I think you guys can get a lot of stuff done. And a lot of other people may be looking up to you as a leader, you know what I mean? Looking up to you like, wow, look at Virgo. Like, Virgo is so on top of their shit. Virgo is so spicy. Okay, the 7 of Wands is Mars and Leo. Like, Virgo is just, you know, they can't see that you're wearing 2 different shoes. They just see what you're doing in your face and they're like, wow, I wish I could be like Virgo, okay? So other people really, you know, idealizing you or thinking of you as the leader or the head of something, okay? We have fear. Yeah, so this is just like flipping and flipping out of my hands here. And so the fear could be that if I don't keep this up, if I don't do this and I don't keep this up, then I'm gonna let people down, or I'm gonna let myself down, okay? And that's a hard one, my dears. And also with fear in your 12th house with the Ace of Cups, there could be a fear of vulnerability, because the Ace of Cups is a very open-hearted vulnerability type of a thing. But if you guys don't say something to the people in your life and let them know, then they may not know what it is that you actually need. Do you know what I'm saying? But I also feel with the Empress in the 3rd house, you're very skilled with communication when you have the time and space to do it. And, you know, but there may be some fears about opening up and being vulnerable, okay? Especially when it comes to matters of love. So let's go ahead and see with this 4 of Swords. And sometimes you guys may pick people that are beneath you, or you may pick people that don't demand a lot out of you as far as, you know, opening yourself up, because they're like a little bit checked out, or they're just a little bit, you know, out of it, or checked out. Not checked out, but do you know what I'm saying, Virgo? They're just a little bit like, they're content. They don't really have any questions for you. They're not really like pushing you into, they're not really a challenge to you, I feel like, in some cases. And that's something, and maybe your partners are not really a challenge to you because you don't want to risk vulnerability. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, with the Six of Wands in your 8th house of sexuality, I feel like, you know, you're confident in yourself sexually, and, you know, you want to have a good time, and you want to feel good, and you want to connect with people, and you want to be able, and I feel like sexually, you maybe don't have any issue with saying what you want and need. Hey, I want this. Hey, like, I like this. Hey, I'm into this, or whatever. But I think when it comes to sharing like the more tender, like softer parts of yourself, you guys may be a little bit more reticent. Do you know what I'm saying, my dears? And you can leave me a comment in the description box below if you, you know, if you have comments on that. All right. So I just want to get one card here for the partner. Can I get a card here for the partner, please, Spirit? Can I get a card here? Okay, they want that one. Cleanse. Okay, so this person, you're like, I don't know why they need a cleanse, you know? There's mystery on the bottom of the deck, right? You're like, what? Cleanse? You know, you're like, I don't know why they need a cleanse. They look like they're doing just fine, okay? But also too, maybe the way you think about your partner and who they are. For those of you that are in deep, you know, connections with people, maybe it's time to maybe cleanse our perception of that person a little bit, because it may look like they're just doing fine, but you can also see the 3 swords hanging above their head too, and maybe they just choose to handle life a little bit differently than you, but they've also, you know, they just think different than you, I feel like, but they've also had some tough experiences too. And I do think from a partnership perspective, you guys are trying to become more self-aware. Do you know what I'm saying, Virgos? I think you are actually, and with the 3 swords hovering above the figure and the 4 of swords, you know, it's blatantly clear sometimes why we are a little bit disconnected. I mean, we like someone and it's fine, but we're not like totally, you know, we're not totally there with it, you know? So I do think maybe when it comes to partnership, there, for some of you could be having a break with someone, and, or maybe you're on a break and there needed to be some space and distance between you and another person because there was some fighting, you know, with the 7 of Wands here. And, you know, and maybe you've tried to make peace with this person in the past with the Knight of Pentacles, but, you know, maybe there was a need to take some time, space, and distance for those of you that have been doing that. Okay, so we're going to get more into that in your extended reading, and we're also going to get 18 plus, okay? Maybe some of you are like, I'm sensing that this person needs some time and distance, but I'd really like to know what's going on. 7 of Wands. In the meantime, I'm over here doing the most, you know, with the 7 of Wands, and this person just seems fine, you know? And yeah, I mean, I feel like some of you are just thinking to yourself about this person. Are you just unevolved or what? Do you just like not get it or what? But I also think you're trying to be softer or more gentle about how you see lovers in your life too. You know, I see you guys are trying to compromise a bit, give someone a little bit of space, you know, give yourself a little bit of space, okay? But let's go ahead and see, what should Virgo be focusing on here, Spirit, first and foremost, okay, when it comes to this astrology deck here? Can you give us some? There it is. All right. We have Taurus on the bottom of the deck with I have, okay? And Taurus, of course, we would say is related to the second house and money. And, you know, you guys have been, but I think you guys are doing fine there. You're coming through as a magician. It's just like, you got the best ideas, so make it happen, all right? And let's go ahead and see. We have the South Node and life's debts. Okay, that's why I feel like, you know, some of you are thinking because of the past here with the South Node. And the South Node has to do with other lifetimes or this lifetime or the past, you know, and the North Node is the future. So, or where we are now presently and where we're reaching for. So there's something here about, you know, you guys feeling like you need to kind of dig yourself out of a situation that you got yourself into. Some of you maybe when you were younger, or maybe you're just like, I didn't make the best decisions then, and I really needed to, and maybe some of you did have a parent that would like scold you or be kind of serious with you, but maybe some of you have realized, you know, I actually really needed that. And I wish I would have made some different decisions, smarter decisions when I was younger, okay? So I'm seeing that part of you too. And I just don't want you to blame yourself and, you know, and be so hard on yourself about that, Virgo. You know, sometimes, and I'm just getting some information intuitively right now, where it's like sometimes we feel like life has lied to us, and then we have to work that much harder just because we got caught up in a lie. You know what I'm saying? Or we got caught up in someone else's lie. And for some of you with relationships, that may have been the case for you with this fear and the Ace of Cups. Like, you know, maybe in the past, you weren't really making the best decisions when it came to relationships, or you weren't, you know, with you being, with this Virgo energy, you being in your partner's 12th house, you know, maybe you just put yourself like last or on the back burner for some of you, okay? And, you know, and you feel like you're having to make up for lost time is what I'm seeing here. But the thing about you, Virgo, is you never give up, and you're very, very sharp with the Queen of Swords in your 10th house. And you don't, you know, with this determination with the Knight of Pentacles, you don't give up on your dreams. And that's why you have the 10 of Pentacles in the 9th house of your dreams and your goals and your visions in life. Like, it's actually going to happen for you. And if there was things in the past that you had to self-correct for, in order to lead a more disciplined life, or in order to get yourself on the right track, I can see that all of that hard work is going to pay off. And I feel like for some of you, you had a bad breakup in 2021, or you had something that happened. For some of you, I feel like near the end of 2021, and ever since 2022 has been, you know, happening, it's really demanded a lot out of you, okay? And sometimes it's like that in life, and we're dealing with old karma, and it's not, you know, we don't want to beat ourselves up on it, but I think you are very poised to be very brave and strong about who you are and what you're doing in the world. So, you know, be very proud of yourself for that, okay? And if you guys are like, well, when are these life debts finally going to be repaid? Like I said, I feel like October coming up here is going to be a release point for some of you, okay? And you're going to actually really start, you know, feeling the power and the change that is happening, especially, you know, with money and dreams and goals and things like that, like doing better and feeling more stable. Let's go ahead and see. I mean, some of you have been fighting that battle for a while, and you are doing really good with it, but you know, it might be love that's been the challenge. But let's go ahead and see. Let's get, because it's a general reading, but because I'm getting both of those energies. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what animal totem is with my Virgos right now during this month. Right? Deep breath is needed. And we have, oh shit. On the bottom of the deck is the Panther spirit, reclaim your power. And that is very much a Seven of Wands type of a thing. And that's what you've been doing. And you're saying, no more. No more am I going to put myself in the last position. No more am I going to discount my worth and my contributions. And I feel like that's what you've been doing for most of 2022 is reclaiming your power. Okay, and we have number 44. It's 555 on my clock right now, Virgos. It literally is, and I just saw number 44. 555, that's a number of immense challenges and difficulties. And 444, or just 44, is a number of stability and strength and power, okay? So very interesting energy there for you guys. Some of you have that big cat energy with you. You have that panther, tiger, jaguar spirit that follows you and protects you, okay? But let's see what animal totem. Oh, we have the turtle spirit is with you. And turtles are very ancient creatures and hold the memories of our planet for a very, very long time. And with the turtle spirit, easy does it, okay? So again, with this Seven of Wands here, don't overdo it. Don't overstress yourself. I mean, you can handle a lot of stress, I feel, but I would also just be careful that you don't overexert yourself physically, because I see that with the Seven of Wands, okay? So if you guys are doing like physical things, or you're in the gym, or you're doing some physical things at work, etc., then I think, you know, you can handle a lot emotionally and mentally, I feel like, but when it comes to like physically exerting yourself, try not to get too overheated or dehydrated or just, you know, too much physical, because the turtle's in the water and is enjoying that time immensely, okay? And there's not a whole lot of water here. The Nine of Cups is here in your house of family and home. And you also have the Ace of Cups, but it's in the 12th house, you know, and the rest of this reading doesn't have a whole lot of water in it for you. You know what I'm saying? So I think the turtle spirit is with you here and is saying to like find those moments of release and free floating and travel and ease and flow. Find those moments and find those moments when you can. Actually, there was somebody on YouTube was doing a series on turtle magic. It was another YouTuber, not a tarot reader. She's more of an energy worker. And if you guys want to know, you can probably just Google it on YouTube. But if you want to know more about that, it wasn't me that was doing it, but I saw someone else doing it. If you want to know more about that, you can email me. But I think that's something to look into for you guys is turtle magic, okay? And here it says, slow and steady wins the race, okay? So the turtle spirit is with you and is saying, you know, turtle is very much like Ace of Cups, like no need to rush, no need to hurry, everything's gonna be okay. All right, and let's go ahead. And before I close out your reading, I'm gonna pull one love card here for you guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and take it to your extended love reading. If you'd like to go deeper with me, there'll be a link to your Vimeo channel below. Let's go ahead and see. When it comes to love, spirit, when it comes to love, for my Virgos, what do my Virgos need to know here when it comes to love? Okay. All right. Let's see. Healing. Okay. This is a healing. And the Four of Swords is very much, you know, in your 7th house. So that also represents, you healing as well from the past and from very difficult situations romantically that you might have been involved in. Okay, so Spirit really wanting to bring you attention to healing right now. And maybe some of you are taking a break with this Four of Swords and cleanse from situations, okay? But with, you know, the Six of Wands in your 8th house, you may start to feel like, well, I'd kind of like to make out with someone, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we have healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed in this very moment, okay? So it sounds like for those of you that are in partnerships or deeper connections, that, you know, a prayer for healing for both of you, that you can understand each other, that you can be there for each other, that you can listen to each other, and that, you know, ultimately both of you are healing when it comes to love. I feel like for those of you that are partnered, your partner sometimes may not know what to do, you know, and may kind of get lost in their own world or disconnect a little bit because they're not exactly sure what to do, you know, which, you know, you guys might be like, well, that's a bunch of BS because, you know, but anyway, that's where they're coming from, and maybe they need some vulnerability or communication or something like that from you, okay? Take it as it resonates, Virgo. But also for those of you that have suffered a lot when it comes to love, I feel like you're being healed in your sleep, and she's healed, and I see your angels watching over you while you sleep, and I see you guys being healed in your sleep time, okay? And the 12th house also represents that dream time, and we have the Ace of Cups there, so definitely a healing psychologically for you guys. And if you still have some hidden fears there when it comes to getting involved, you know, like the turtle says, slow and steady wins the race, okay? So thank you so much, my dear Virgos. It was a pleasure to read for you, and I'll be doing your extended reading on my Vimeo channel next, and I'd love to see you there if you feel so inclined. Take care.